Hey loves, and welcome to Inner Love Messages. I'm Sarah, and if you're new here, welcome to the channel. If you're already subscribed, welcome back. Tonight, I have a special love message from your person. I'll be pulling some cards to see how they're currently feeling, how they view you and your connection, and give you a glimpse into their emotional and mental space right now. Let's dive in and see what message we get straight from their heart. The first card I pulled speaks of a shift in approach, and the energy coming through feels subtle but deeply meaningful. There's a quiet determination about it. It carries a masculine quality, but not in an overt or loud way. It's very understated, almost like someone deliberately keeping things low-key right now. This person is fully aware of what's transpired between you, and they recognize that a connection which once felt full of promise has somehow lost its balance. In the beginning, there was so much joy and excitement, but now the flow between you doesn't feel quite as natural. Something along the way disrupted that easy harmony, leaving things feeling unsettled. This masculine energy is taking a step back and reflecting deeply on what went wrong, trying to figure out a way forward. What's striking is how intentional their energy feels. There's no rushing, no impulsiveness. They're giving themselves time to rethink their entire approach, searching for a way to reconnect that honors both the history you share and where you are now. They know the old ways won't work anymore, and they're carefully considering a new strategy to move things forward. When they finally do take action, it will be on their terms, and in a way that feels very different from the past. There's a sense that they want to surprise you, to make you wonder about the thoughtfulness behind their next move. If you found yourself thinking about them lately, wondering what's on their mind or how they're seeing everything, know that you're not imagining the connection. They're thinking about you just as much, if not more. Even if communication between you has been limited or non-existent, their attention is still very much on you. They might not be reaching out in obvious ways, but they are very much tuned in. It's almost like they're quietly observing you from afar, maybe through social media or mutual friends. This isn't random, it's intentional. They've made a deliberate choice to stay somewhat hidden, almost like a shadow in the background, paying close attention to your life and your energy. There's something fascinating about how they're handling this. They aren't being deceptive or manipulative. Instead, they're studying you to understand you better before making a move. They're gathering clues, piecing together small insights, and trying to see the bigger picture from a distance. In many ways, it feels like you're unconsciously leading them, and they're following your energy very carefully. They're waiting for the right time to step forward, sensing that the moment hasn't quite arrived yet, so for now, they're simply observing, waiting, and staying attuned. Interestingly, it seems they're also seeking advice from people outside your connection. Friends, family, maybe even mentors. This marks a real change for them, especially if they're someone who usually makes personal decisions on their own. It shows a new level of vulnerability and openness. They're feeling uncertain and want outside perspectives to help them make sense of everything. While they may not be coming directly to you for answers, they're definitely trying to piece things together through what they can gather externally. It almost feels as though your energy is guiding their every move, even without you realizing it. The more they watch you, the more they want to align their actions with yours. There's a quiet power in the way your presence influences them. Their approach has softened. It feels lighter and more genuine, like they're being careful not to disturb the connection any further. Their next steps are being shaped by a mixture of admiration, curiosity, and a desire to honor whatever bond still exists between you. The more they observe, the more certain they seem to become that they need to move with real intention and care. You might have started feeling their presence a bit more recently, even if it's subtle. Maybe you've noticed small signs, a passing thought of them that feels stronger than usual, a sense that they're somehow closer to your orbit. If so, it's not your imagination. They're paying close attention, almost studying you quietly, and each observation helps them understand you better. A quick glance, a casual comment, a simple question, it might all seem harmless, but underneath there's a deep thoughtfulness. They're testing the waters, figuring out how close they can come without overstepping. Even though this dynamic might feel new, it's likely not the first time they've been drawn to you in this way. It feels like a cycle repeating itself, where something keeps pulling them back to you, even if the circumstances around you both have changed. What's different this time is their approach. They're not being bold or direct like they might have been before. Instead, they're staying quiet, observing from a distance, waiting for the right moment. There's a mystery about their energy now, a sense that they've learned from the past and are determined to do things differently this time. They're paying attention in ways they might not have before, carefully preparing for when the time feels right to reveal more of their feelings. In many ways, their silence and careful watching reflect just how much they value this connection. The stakes are high for them. They're not willing to be reckless or act without thought. Every move they make is deliberate, based on what they're learning from you day by day. They're not quite ready to reveal their intentions, but you might start to notice small hints and signs they leave behind, testing to see how you react. The energy between you is slowly but steadily building, becoming stronger and more tangible with each passing day. You may find yourself wondering about their true intentions. Why the sudden focus? Why this intensified interest in you? The answer lies in the depth of feeling they have for you. Whatever they're planning, it's not just casual curiosity, it runs deeper than that. They're preparing for something more meaningful, something that could change the dynamic between you both in a very real way. Right now, they're holding something close to their heart, something that's important to them, and they're doing their best to navigate it without rushing headfirst into anything. Quietly, behind the scenes, they're testing the waters, feeling things out, and adjusting their approach based on the subtle signals they're picking up from you. It's not a straight line, it's a dance of trial and error, but every step is taken with genuine intent. Before you dive into the full video, I just want to pause for a moment and say, if you feel connected to the energy of this reading and appreciate the heart I've poured into it, it would mean so much if you left a super thanks in your name as a small token of love and gratitude. What's unfolding between you is anything but simple. Beneath the surface lies a complex and fascinating dynamic, layers of energy and emotion that might not be immediately obvious, even though they might not come right out and share their intentions openly. Their actions and the way their energy moves around you are revealing the truth if you pay close attention. What matters most right now is the deepening recognition they're experiencing about the connection you share. Whether they voice it or not, the way they focus on you is a clear mirror of how much they value your presence. Whatever is meant to grow between you is being carefully, deliberately built on the foundation they're laying at this very moment. In time, their full intentions will come to light. For now, it's important to understand that this quieter phase of observation and gentle movement is not meaningless. It's essential. They are learning from you, tuning into the energy you emit into the world, absorbing every moment in ways you might not even realize. When the moment is right, all of this subtle buildup will unfold into something deeper and more real. So if you've been feeling their presence hovering in the background or questioning why they're acting so softly around you, know that it's not random. Their interest goes far beyond curiosity. The energy they're bringing speaks of respect, of genuine care, and of a true desire to understand you. This could very well be the beginning of a connection that feels written in the stars. As we move into the next part of the message, the energy surrounding you, divine feminine, feels absolutely powerful. It's as if you're standing in the center of a glowing magnetic field that's pulling in abundance, blessings, and opportunities from every direction. You're undergoing a breathtaking transformation, one that's leaving you more fulfilled and aligned than you've felt in a very long time. There's a deep soul-rooted joy and a beautiful peace rising within you, and it's guiding you forward with more clarity than ever. Your awareness of yourself and your purpose is shining brighter, allowing you to walk your path with authentic strength and grace. You're embodying the purest essence of who you are, and it's an incredibly powerful place to be. Still, when it comes to matters of the heart, and especially in one particular relationship, there's been an undercurrent of emotional turbulence. It feels like you've been moving through a period of intense release, letting go not just of past people but of the emotional residue they left behind. It's as if you're clearing out old energies that once kept you tangled in doubt, fear, or emotional imbalance. This cleansing isn't superficial, it's deep, profound, and soul-level. You're not just stepping away from what once weighed you down, you're reclaiming parts of yourself that had been hidden away under the influence of old experiences. And the result is nothing short of liberating. You've shed an old skin, released so much heaviness, and in doing so, you're now glowing with a vibrant, renewed energy. Doors that once seemed closed are opening wide, inviting in more self-love, empowerment, and clear vision. With every passing day, you're returning to the truest version of yourself, and it's reflected in the confident, luminous way you're moving through life. Yet even with all this beautiful growth, there's still something about the connection with the masculine energy in your life that lingers. While you've done so much healing and shifting, this particular bond seems to have a depth that refuses to be easily erased. Maybe you've pulled away physically or distanced yourself emotionally, but there's an undeniable feeling that something between you remains unfinished. Even as you move forward, there are quiet moments where they drift into your mind unexpectedly, stirring questions about what the relationship really meant to them or what it still could mean. What's important to understand is that this isn't one-sided. They're feeling it too. There's a mutual energy still very much alive between you, and even if they can't put it into words, they're being drawn back into this connection just as you are. The emotional bond between you hasn't dissolved with time. If anything, it has deepened through the space that now exists. They're reflecting too, wondering about you, feeling your absence, sensing the gravity of what you shared. And maybe you've noticed that despite all your efforts to move forward, the pull between you has a magnetic quality that keeps resurfacing. It's like you're both standing at a threshold, unsure whether it's time to finally close the chapter or whether there's something vital still waiting to be explored. Even though you've reclaimed your power and found your center, the energy between you continues to call for some kind of resolution or deeper understanding. The uncertainty may feel unsettling at times, but it's part of the journey. Trust that whatever is meant to unfold will happen in divine timing, and that sometimes these lingering questions are necessary for growth, both yours and theirs. One thing that stands out so vividly here is just how deeply your personal transformation is impacting them. Your growth hasn't gone unnoticed. Even without words, even without physical proximity, they are feeling the shift in your energy like a current they can't ignore. It's remarkable how the changes you've embraced within yourself are creating such a strong energetic resonance that it's reaching them, touching them in places they didn't even realize were still tender. Your evolution has made you magnetic in a whole new way. It's not about what you say anymore, it's about who you are, how you carry yourself, how you show up in the world. Your presence alone speaks volumes now. This connection is moving in a direction that feels bigger than just physical interaction. It's unfolding energetically, quietly gaining momentum beneath the surface. Something fundamental has shifted, and it's making all the difference. Whether you've consciously decided to step into this power, or whether it's simply the natural result of your inner journey, you are now embodying the energy of everything you seek. You no longer have the need to explain yourself, to plead your case, or to chase after validation. You've moved beyond all of that. You've learned, through every challenge and heartbreak, that the right energy will meet you where you are. Now, simply by being your authentic self, you are calling in the kind of connection that is worthy of the incredible love and light you offer. There may have been times when you opened your heart to someone, only to realize that they weren't meeting you with the same depth of feeling. Maybe you've poured yourself into the connection before, speaking your truth, sharing your emotions, but somehow it always felt like something important remained unsaid, lingering like a question mark between you. It left you wondering where you really stood with them, uncertain whether they truly understood you or valued the bond you were trying to build. Before I continue, I want to gently remind you, if you would like to become part of our small, loving family, don't forget to subscribe by clicking the join button. We'd be so happy to have you with us. Now, something feels different with this person. It's as if they've started to perceive you in a way they hadn't before, connecting to you on a deeper, quieter level that goes beyond spoken words. They're no longer relying solely on what you say. They're picking up on the subtle shifts in your energy, sensing what you need without you having to explain yourself. There's a new unspoken language developing between you, one that feels much more grounded and real. Instead of constantly asking for reassurance or seeking clarity through words, they seem to be allowing their instincts to guide them. It's like they've tuned into a special frequency that's uniquely yours, and by doing so, they're beginning to truly feel and understand you. What's even more remarkable is the new sense of decisiveness coming from them. Their energy has shifted noticeably. They're moving from a place of passivity to one of action. It's as though they've finally realized that this connection isn't something to observe from the sidelines, but something to step into with both feet. They're recognizing that it requires effort, presence, and a willingness to meet you halfway. There's a sense of readiness about them now, a quiet determination to engage with you not just through words or gestures, but through shared understanding and genuine effort. The dynamic between you is transforming. What once may have been a confusing or one-sided connection is evolving into something rooted in mutual recognition. It's no longer just about what's said or done. It's about the energy you both bring, the silent understanding that draws you together without the need for constant explanation. It's a natural unfolding, something neither of you could have planned, yet it feels like exactly what was meant to happen all along. This time, it's clear that the person approaching you is doing so with far more intention and care. They're not coming in recklessly or without thought. They're strategizing in a way that shows they've truly taken the time to understand who you are and what you need. They're holding their plans close, crafting an offer or an approach that's meant to resonate deeply with you, something that you'll feel compelled to accept. Not because of pressure, but because it will feel so aligned with who you are now. It's almost as if they've been studying you, not in a superficial way, but with real attentiveness, watching the subtle ways your energy is shifted, the way your standards have risen, and the way you now carry yourself. They aren't rushing to reveal their intentions because they want to be absolutely sure that when they do step forward, they do so with something solid, something meaningful. What stands out most is their deep awareness that they cannot approach you the way they once did. They can sense that you've changed, that you've become someone who knows your worth in a way that perhaps you didn't fully embody before. You're standing taller, firmer in your sense of self, clear about what you will and will not accept in a relationship. Where once you might have bent or softened your boundaries to accommodate someone else's needs, you now stand rooted, unwavering in what you expect from a true, mutual connection. Even if you haven't voiced these changes outright, your energy is speaking for you. It's loud and clear to anyone paying attention, and this person, especially, has heard it. They know they can't get by with shallow promises or half measures anymore. If they want to stand beside you, they have to bring something real, something worthy of the person you've become. They may not understand every layer of your growth, but they can feel it instinctively, and it's pushing them to rise higher themselves. There's a very clear message coming through from them now. I was wrong about you. Those words may not be spoken aloud, but they are felt deeply. Time and distance have given them perspective. Where once they may have judged too quickly, misunderstood you, or failed to see your full value, now they're seeing the truth more clearly. They're recognizing that their previous ideas about who you were incomplete at best. They may have thought they had you figured out, believing they knew your patterns, your ways of moving through the world, but they were wrong. The time apart has been a gift. Even if it didn't feel that way at first, it gave them the space to reflect, to see beyond their assumptions, and to come to terms with the depth of their misjudgment. And in that realization, there's a new sense of respect growing within them. They understand now that you are not the person they once thought they knew. You have changed profoundly, evolving in ways that are not just visible on the surface, but rooted deep within your soul. This transformation didn't happen quickly. It was a gradual, often challenging process, one shaped by self-reflection, healing, and a commitment to your own growth. You've become someone who is more aligned with their truth, more in tune with what they deserve. You're no longer willing to settle for connections that don't honor your spirit or your journey. Whether you realize it or not, your energy has become more powerful, more magnetic, and this person can feel that. They're not just seeing the changes, you're radiating them. They're realizing that if they want a place in your life now, they can't come in lightly. They have to match the level of depth, authenticity, and love that you've cultivated within yourself. This connection, if it is to move forward, must be built on mutual respect, understanding, and a shared commitment to something real. They can no longer rely on surface-level attractions or quick fixes. They have to show up fully or not at all. What's unfolding now between you is something very different from what it was before. The dance of uncertainty is giving way to a deeper, more grounded connection. It's no longer about trying to win you over or charm you into staying. It's about standing beside you, not because they think they have to, but because they recognize the privilege it is to be in your life. They're beginning to understand that your heart, your energy, your spirit are treasures not easily won, and even harder to keep if not treated with care. And now, as they look at you, they are faced with the undeniable truth. They were wrong to think they had you figured out. You have outgrown the version of yourself they once thought they knew. They see now that there's so much more to you than they ever realized, and it's humbling them. They're no longer sure of their footing with you because you're not predictable anymore. You're not moving according to their old expectations. You're moving from your authentic self, and that makes you powerful, magnetic, and beautifully unpredictable. In this space of transformation, the choice will ultimately be yours. You're standing strong in your new energy, and those who wish to walk with you must be willing to meet you where you are, not where they wish you still were. And that's the beauty of it all. You've grown, and now only those who are willing to rise with you will be able to remain by your side. This might be the moment when you made a choice that went completely against what they expected. Maybe it was the way you spoke, saying things they didn't anticipate, or perhaps you took a stand in the relationship that completely threw them off. It could have even been something subtle, a shift in the way you move through the world, a change in your behavior that they never saw coming. They had grown comfortable with a certain pattern between you, a predictable way you interacted, and now that familiar rhythm has been broken. The energy you once offered them felt different before, maybe softer, more accommodating, maybe even a bit passive at times. But now, there's a new side of you emerging, something stronger and more self-assured, something they weren't prepared for. It's as though you've stepped into a more confident, empowered version of yourself, a version that no longer fits into the expectations they had placed upon you. They never expected you to evolve like this, to take charge of your life so boldly, and it's left them feeling deeply unsettled. In many ways, your transformation has forced them to question everything they thought they knew about you. The person they believed they understood so well now feels like a stranger. They're beginning to realize that the version of you they carried in their mind was just a projection of their own assumptions, a comfortable image that never captured your full depth. And now, as the dynamic between you continues to shift, they are coming face to face with the truth that they never really knew you at all. This change has shaken the very foundation they thought your relationship was built on. They might be feeling lost, disoriented, unsure of how to navigate the new energy you're bringing. What once felt familiar and safe now feels unpredictable, and they're being forced to reconsider everything they thought they understood, not just about you, but about the connection you shared. As they try to adjust to this new reality, they may even find themselves wondering if they were ever truly in tune with who you are at your core. Right now, whether you're fully aware of it or not, the way you're carrying yourself, the energy you're putting out into the world, is making a deep impression. It's stirring something in those around you, especially someone significant who is noticing you in a way they never have before. Your transformation is undeniable, and it's making them reevaluate everything they thought they knew. To them, it's as if you're a completely different person, still familiar, but now with a richness and depth that's both exhilarating and, if they're honest, a little intimidating. They find themselves drawn to you more than ever, feeling an emotional pull they hadn't expected. It's making them cautious, careful about their next steps, because they're trying to understand the full extent of this new you before they move forward. What's fascinating is that even in the midst of their uncertainty, their attraction to you is stronger than ever. It's as if you've awakened something deep inside them that they didn't even realize was there. They're no longer seeing you through the lens of old habits and expectations. Your evolution is urging them to approach you differently, with a deeper, more meaningful desire to connect. They might even be seeking advice from friends, family, or trusted confidants on how to navigate this situation, something they would have never done before. They've typically kept matters of the heart private, preferring to figure things out on their own, but the impact you've had on them is powerful enough to push them out of their comfort zone. What's especially compelling is that they didn't see this side of you when you were together before. Over time, the connection might have become routine, predictable. Perhaps they grew so used to the familiar patterns between you that they stopped truly looking at you, assuming they had already seen all there was to see. Maybe they failed to notice the hidden depths of your spirit, or they underestimated the vastness of your soul. But now, with the space and time you've had to grow, they're seeing you clearly for the first time. They're realizing just how much they overlooked, how many layers of your being they never even touched. It's almost as if you had been keeping certain parts of yourself guarded, waiting for the right moment to fully bloom. And now, as you step into your confidence, your vibrancy, and your true essence, they can't help but be captivated. Your energy, your charisma, your newfound boldness, it's shining brighter than ever before, and it's impossible for them to ignore. This shift isn't just something superficial or temporary. It's a deep, internal evolution, a rising up of your true self. Maybe you've always been someone who needed deep trust and safety to reveal all of who you are, and now, you're finally living in that truth without needing permission from anyone else. You're embracing your freedom, your expansiveness, and it's shaking them to their core. They're finally beginning to understand that they only ever knew a fragment of you. And this realization is challenging everything they assumed about you, reigniting a curiosity and a longing they didn't expect to feel. They're not just seeing you as the person they once knew, they're seeing you as a magnificent, multi-dimensional soul, someone full of possibility, mystery, and breathtaking depth. Your transformation is profound. It's clear that, no matter what doubts or hesitations they may wrestle with, they are now seeing you as someone extraordinary, someone they want to get to know all over again. this time with more reverence, more depth, and more care. That's why they're standing back and observing so carefully now. They know that the old ways of relating to you won't work anymore. Whether you realize it or not, you've initiated a powerful shift, not just within yourself, but within the dynamic between you. It's like you've set off a chain reaction, one that can't be stopped or ignored. Even if this feels incredibly specific right now, there's no denying the undercurrent of transformation that's flowing through your connection. The energy between you has changed at a fundamental level, and they're beginning to grasp just how significant this is. This isn't just a minor change, it's an awakening, a complete recalibration of how they see you, how they see themselves, and what this relationship could be moving forward. Now, they're approaching you with a completely different energy, a humility that wasn't there before. They're looking at you and genuinely asking, "Tell me what you need." It's not just a simple, casual question. It carries the weight of deeper awareness and a newfound respect for you and everything you represent. They are ready to engage with you from a more balanced, thoughtful place, willing to understand you in ways they hadn't even tried before. It's clear they're ready to do whatever it takes to close the distance that once stood between you, no matter how much effort it requires. This feels like a significant, powerful moment, like you can actually witness the evolution of your connection unfolding right before your eyes. They aren't just showing up the way they used to, they are showing up differently, with a heart that feels more open and a mind that is more willing to truly listen. Depending on where you are in your journey, this might feel like the very moment you've been patiently waiting for. It's as though the universe carefully orchestrated the perfect timing, creating a path for reconnection that feels both destined and deeply earned. They're realizing now that they can't approach you as if you're the same person from before. You've changed, grown, evolved, and they recognize that they must meet the version of you that stands before them today. It feels like you're being reintroduced to each other after walking separate paths, after experiencing growth that was necessary for both of you. Where there were once walls or unspoken barriers, there is now the open space created by time apart, giving you both the chance to become more authentic versions of yourselves. Standing here, they realize they have a lot to learn about you, not just the memories they carried, but the real, present you. They are willing now to observe you, to understand how you move through the world, and to figure out how to meet you in this new chapter of your life with as much respect, authenticity, and care as possible. There's no rush, no need to force anything. They want to take the time to understand the beautiful intricacies of who you have become. It's a breathtaking shift, one that shows just how much they have matured emotionally. In this realization, they see you not just as a figure from their past, but as someone they want in their future, someone who embodies the sacred divine energy they might have longed for, but didn't fully comprehend until now. Even across the distance and silence, you've remained in their mind and heart. Even when life pulled you apart, they never truly stopped thinking about you. The quiet moments of reflection, the times they sat alone and let their mind wander, you were there, and through all that space and time, their understanding of you has only deepened. Now the energy has shifted so much that they can't ignore it anymore. There's a magnetic pull, a real urgency to take action, but not from a place of desperation. They are moving with intention. They want to ensure they are meeting you in the ways you need to be met. They understand now that love isn't a one-size-fits-all experience. It's personal, delicate, and unique to each soul, and they are ready to learn how to love you the way you need to be loved, the way your soul has always deserved to be loved. They want to honor your boundaries, value your presence, and ensure that you feel seen, heard, and cherished in a way that may have been missing before. Their desire to show up for you comes from a place of deep respect, and they are more than willing to put in the work to prove it. It feels like the first steps toward building something real, something lasting, something rooted in mutual growth and understanding. They have also come to recognize their own past mistakes. Looking back, they can now see that their assumptions and misunderstandings created a distance between you, an invisible wall that neither of you knew how to fully break down. They didn't truly appreciate the depth of your being back then, assuming they knew you well enough, without really taking the time to experience the full truth of who you are. It took your absence for them to feel the enormity of what they had lost. The emptiness left behind was not just about missing your presence. It forced them to face their own shortcomings, their own stubbornness, and the way they prioritize being right over building true understanding and connection. Now, their heart is in a different place. They are not just carrying regret. They are carrying real change. They're committed to moving forward in a way that feels healthier and more balanced for both of you. They want to be someone who listens deeply, who provides a safe and nurturing space where you can express yourself without fear. They understand now that part of the reason things broke down before was their inability to fully hold space for your feelings, and they are determined to be different this time. They are eager to hear you, to know what you need, and to meet you in a shared space of honesty and vulnerability. This shift might come as a surprise, especially if you had begun to believe that nothing could change, that the door had closed for good. You may have accepted that this chapter was over, that there was nothing left to salvage, but the energy behind this change is powerful. When they come toward you, you will feel it immediately, the sincerity, the weight of their words, the depth in their gaze. This isn't just the same old story or another fleeting moment of emotion. It's different. It's rooted in the soul work they've been doing while apart from you. They're not stepping forward lightly. This is someone who has never felt such a profound pull toward another person before. They're not running on impulse anymore. They're moving with awareness, with care, with the recognition that your connection is far too important to risk losing again. Where once they might have walked away easily, convinced of their own conclusions, now they find themselves unable to let go. They understand now that their journey with you is far from finished. There's still so much to discover, to experience, to create together. Even if you don't realize it yet, you have captured their full, undivided attention. Their focus is entirely on you now, your spirit, your heart, your needs. They are investing themselves in understanding you at a level they never reached before. They want to nurture the bond you share and see it grow into something deeper, something even more beautiful than either of you could have imagined the first time around. When they come back into your life, it will be with a renewed sense of purpose, a heart more open than ever before, and a willingness to embrace everything that comes with truly loving you. This marks the beginning of a new chapter, one that isn't haunted by the old patterns and mistakes, but one built on the wisdom gained from those very experiences. It's a chance to create something stronger, more sacred, and more aligned with who you both are now. They're carrying an intense, almost burning desire to understand you completely, to see all the pieces of you they might have missed before. The small things that were once overlooked are now of vital importance. They want to be mindful, present, attuned to your needs, your emotions, and your dreams. Emotional intimacy, which they might have once treated as an afterthought, now feels like the very foundation they are determined to build everything upon. Their entire perspective on what your relationship could be has shifted, opening their eyes to just how profound your connection truly is. This transformation didn't happen overnight. It took time, space, and deep reflection. They needed to step away, to remove themselves from the day-to-day noise and distractions, to finally see what had been right in front of them all along. In that space, without the pressure or emotional entanglement, they were able to see the truth of their feelings, the depth of their mistakes, and the genuine, irreplaceable value of the bond you shared. And you, during this time apart, have not been idle. You chose yourself. You poured your energy back into your own growth, healing old wounds, clearing away the emotional clutter, and reconnecting with your highest self. You didn't seek distractions or external validation. You turned inward, and because of that, you have emerged stronger, clearer, more aligned with who you truly are. That growth has not gone unnoticed. They see you now in your full light, stronger, wiser, more radiant, and it only deepens their desire to know you all over again from this new, higher place. They are no longer approaching you from a place of need or attachment, but from a place of recognition and reverence. They want to meet the person you are today, and they are ready to move forward with you, if you choose to let them, in a way that honors everything you have become and everything you both still have the potential to create together. There's a powerful shift happening within you, and it's becoming more visible with each passing day. You're still connected to those you've crossed paths with before, but now you've blossomed and grown in ways even you might not have fully realized until recently. Your energy is radiant and alive, vibrating at a frequency that's impossible to ignore. You've reclaimed your power, and this new essence pours into everything you touch. It's magnetic, naturally drawing others toward you. But more importantly, it's summoning back everything and everyone that is aligned with your highest good. You're no longer moving through life from a place of need or scarcity. Instead, you're grounded in your wholeness and inner strength. Those around you can feel the difference. It's undeniable. Where once you may have been overlooked or undervalued, now your presence demands recognition, and it's not because you seek validation, it's because your authentic self is shining so brightly that it's impossible not to notice. The beauty of this shift is breathtaking. You're glowing with confidence and a deep sense of clarity that makes your authenticity magnetic. Someone out there, perhaps someone you've moved on from or someone you never imagined would return, is beginning to see you through new eyes. They're feeling the pull of possibility, the kind that isn't about fleeting moments but about building something real, grounded in understanding, emotional depth, and mutual respect. For many, this could be thrilling, especially if it involves someone from the past, someone you thought you had let go of, or perhaps someone you never believed would recognize your light. Yet here we are. The energy unfolding is one of renewal, of beautiful transformation, and of deeper alignment. Whether this means reconnecting with a familiar soul or inviting a brand new chapter into your life, the important thing is that the foundation being laid now is stronger, more meaningful, and far more aligned with your soul's growth. What's happening right now marks a profound time of change where you and the person entering or re-entering your life are stepping into your highest potentials. You're opening the door to explore new layers of intimacy and emotional connection. It's a time for embracing the truth of partnership, not just any partnership, but one where growth, support, and shared dreams are nurtured with care and respect. It's beautiful, and the possibilities from here are endless. Depending on the unique bond you still share with this person, you may feel their presence even across distance in a way that's hard to explain. Their energy might brush against yours unexpectedly, surfacing memories or moments of longing. You might catch yourself wondering how they truly felt about your connection, reflecting on how they may have misunderstood or mishandled it before. These feelings can come in waves, triggered by little things, memories, songs, dreams. But now, something feels different. They have grown. They're waking up to the truth that their actions and mindset once fell short of honoring what you shared. A deep shift is happening within them, and it's one you can feel even before they find the words to express it. It's not just surface-level change, it's real, internal transformation. They recognize now how much your bond meant and how their limited perspective held them back. The tables have turned. What was once a connection filled with confusion, imbalance, or misalignment has evolved into something more refined. The energy between you has risen to a higher, purer frequency. Neither of you are who you were before. You, the divine feminine, have ascended into your strength, your clarity, and your true essence. Your light is undeniable now, and the person you once knew sees this clearly. They approach you now with humility, ready to meet you on equal ground. They know they can no longer come to you with old patterns or mindsets. They understand that being in your presence now requires authenticity, respect, and a true appreciation of your worth. In the past, perhaps you were willing to compromise, to shrink your needs in the hope of maintaining connection, but that's no longer the case. You have blossomed into someone who honors herself fully, and your energy reflects that unwavering strength. You no longer entertain anything less than what you deserve. Your boundaries are firm yet compassionate, and your spirit is unshakable. They feel this. They know they can't approach you the way they once did. If they want any chance to be part of your world again, they must rise to meet your level of self-respect and integrity. They understand that to reconnect with you, they must offer you the same security, trust, and emotional stability you've cultivated within yourself. This time around, they are committed to creating a space where you feel cherished and safe. They are willing to move patiently, to build trust authentically, and to allow the connection to unfold naturally, without pressure. They now fully recognize the depth of the divine qualities you bring, the nurturing heart, the emotional balance, the deep wisdom, and they understand they must match that energy with true effort and emotional investment. The love between you, if it remains, is no longer naive or shallow. It's matured, it's deeper, richer, and built on a foundation that values emotional depth and balance. They're ready to offer more than just affection. They're ready to nourish your soul, to pour into you in ways they may not have been capable of before. They realize now that it's about stability, emotional openness, and a willingness to grow together. They come now with the intention to show up in the ways you have always deserved. This energetic shift around you is undeniable. You might already notice it in the way people are treating you, in the opportunities that seem to flow your way, or in the way the air itself feels charged with possibility. It's more than a fleeting moment. It's a powerful movement, gathering momentum with the potential to change everything. For many of you, it feels like a turning point. People who once stood at a distance are now moving closer, showing up with sincerity and purpose. They're no longer content to let things remain as they were. They want something real with you. Whether you've been waiting for this or it's catching you by surprise, it's clear that this is not just a passing phase. Those coming toward you now aren't here to play games. They're coming with genuine intentions to build something meaningful. If you've been thinking about someone wondering if they still care, know this. You're very much on their mind. They have been paying attention, perhaps more quietly than you realize. They are thinking about you, wondering how to reconnect, how to bridge the distance between you. In the past, miscommunications or unresolved feelings may have created barriers, but now, there is movement. They're preparing to act, not impulsively, but thoughtfully, with care and a deeper understanding of what you truly deserve. Change is inevitable. Whether or not you're ready to embrace it, the universe is setting things into motion. Sometimes we are called to revisit connections with fresh eyes, armed with new wisdom. You may find yourself at a crossroads wondering how to move forward. Know this. The energy around you is nurturing growth, encouraging deeper understanding, and inviting a new beginning. It's not about whether you're ready, it's about how you choose to meet this moment. The message for today is clear. A wave of new energy is sweeping in, carrying with it fresh opportunities, renewed connections, and the chance for something more profound, whether it's an old love returning with new depth or a fresh chapter ready to unfold. The universe is inviting you to engage with life more deeply. How you respond is up to you, but know that this is only the beginning of something beautiful. And if you're feeling the resonance of this message and finding value here, we deeply appreciate your support. Consider giving a super thanks to help us continue creating content that uplifts and inspires. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates that nurture your soul. You mean more to us than you know, and we are so grateful for you.